Where you at, RTHD Nation? How's everybody doing out there? Happy Saturday to you. Happy Father's Day weekend. Today is Saturday, June 20th, 2020, and this is Road to Happy Destiny, RTHD, with Coach Bear. I am Coach Glenn the Bear. Welcome, welcome. This is Season 5, Episode 2 of this fine program that's been going on for, today is the 82nd straight day with 82 straight episodes. And this season we're doing what we call the Q squared, or quality question from somebody out there in RTHD world that's going to send something in to me via email or text or Facebook Messenger or just giving me a call, right? And got a couple of questions for today, but I only selected one. So we'll get ready for today's Q squared quality question, if you will, and I will. So how about this? How about grabbing your handy dandy into action notebook so that we can dive into action, right? Giddy up. Grab your utensil used for writing purposes and let's open up to a brand spanking new page. You heard me? Yeah, you right, dog. All right, I'll let you get set up. And remember, we're going to put down our quality question for today, our Q squared, and then we're going to do gratitude at the end. What you are grateful for today, what I am grateful for today, because it is very important. And that was a question that I got sent today, and we'll cover that one tomorrow. So today's question, all right, our quality question, our Q squared, comes to us from someone that just asked to put her initials. This is from GA. All right, thank you, GA, for submitting your question. And the question is this. I'm going to have to grab my handy-dandy notebook. You know what? I forgot something. Let me stop real quick and let's do our short version of the Serenity Prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Hey, sorry about that. New season, new format, you know. All right. So our quality question for today, our Q squared, coming from GA, is this. How can families dealing with addiction use RTHD? So how can people out there who watch Road to Happy Destiny, they watch this show, RTHD with Coach Bear, and they're dealing with problems, in particular, problems with members of their family battling addiction, a member or members of their family battling addiction. And addictions come in many, many forms, as we all well know. It could be alcohol addiction. It could be drug addiction. It could be eating disorders. It could be so many things. But let's just focus in on the two where you hear the word addiction, and I'll speak for me. The first thing that pops into my mind is drugs, alcohol, right? So let's just deal with those, okay? So let's say you have someone in your family that is battling alcohol addiction or drug addiction or a combination of the two, okay? I'm going to talk about 5 things, 5 bullet points, and I can't go in real depth here, but and I'm not worried about time. I'm just going to do the best I can, with what I have. So here are the things that I wanted to highlight to answer this question on how this show, how these episodes, RTHD, can help, okay? First of all, this is our 82nd episode. So this, there's been a ton of suggestions given in these 82 episodes. So what I would say is use the suggestions that we talk about here on this program, in this series. There's been a ton of suggestions. Some great, some good, some okay, some not so great. But they're suggestions nonetheless. So, using this show to pick out which suggestions would work for you in dealing with someone in your family in addiction, that would be a great first step. Okay, so go through these episodes, and most of them are titled, if not all of them, and you can see what suggestions you might want to rewatch. Okay, secondly, bottom line is, you can't control it. There's nothing you can do to control your family member that is battling addiction. Okay? You can't control it. So control what you can control, and that is control yourself. Okay? And do the work that will help you to cope with the situation. Because I know people think, I know he'll listen. I know she'll listen. I know I can get through to him. I know I can get through to her. You know what? You can't. You can't. You can't control that situation. So what you can control is working on you, okay? And working on you through all the suggestions that we have done here on Road to Happy Destiny, RTHD with Coach Bear, okay? So control you. Work on what you can control, and that is you in here, and making you the best version of yourself so that you can help that person in other ways, which we'll get to in just a moment. 3, don't enable this person, all right? And enable, we could talk about enabling for 2, 3, 4, 5 episodes. So I'm going to have to shrink it down to one little thing right now, okay? And that is, a lot of people think, all right, to not enable somebody, you just have to ignore them and put them to the side and just don't deal with them. That's not true. That's not true at all, okay? What you have to do to not enable is to be there for that person, especially if you love them and you don't want to let them go. Be there for that person, but with boundaries. You've got to set up boundaries. Boundaries have to be set up. Okay? So you can be there and with boundaries. And if the addicted person gets outside of those boundaries, then you let them go outside the boundaries. When they're willing to work inside the boundaries that you establish, right? You can be there for them. But you've got to set up the boundaries, and that's the hardest thing to do. Believe me. I know. It's hard to set up boundaries. Okay? Next, 4. Just like, I don't say this in a negative way, but just like, dealing with someone that is a lot younger, you want to use a reward good behavior and don't reward or don't acknowledge bad behavior. See, because if you acknowledge the bad behavior, they're getting what they want, right? They're getting your attention. So be positive and give positive feedback when it is earned, right? If the behavior is not what you are hoping for or looking for, the bottom line is, I hate to sound crass or abrupt, I guess that's a better word, but just ignore that behavior. Because again, if you ignore that behavior, they're not getting your attention. Okay? So, you want to reward the good behavior and basically let the bad behavior slide. Don't give it the attention. And I know what you're going to say. Well, if I don't give it the attention, this person could die. Well, it goes back to the enabling thing, right? You set up the boundaries and you work within the boundaries. And if that person's not willing to work within the boundaries, you got to let them go. You got to let them figure their way. And, you can do what you can do. It goes back to the first thing I said, okay? Well, the second thing I said use suggestions that we've been talking about over 82 episodes of RTHD. But work on yourself. Control what you can control. Because, trust me, someone that is dealing with an addiction, alcohol, drugs, whatever it is, okay, any of the other disorders, you can't control them. You can't. In their clouded minds, I'm just saying, I'm going to save you a lot of heartache, okay? Now, if you do a couple of the other things, like setting up the boundaries and reward good behavior and work, and you can get that person willing to work, now you're cooking with grease, right? Now you're moving, okay? 5, the bottom line is this. With a person that isn't addicted or, is suffering from all sorts of, or any other sort of, thing that is causing grief for families, eating disorders, mental disorders, whatever the case may be. But let's go back to the addicted person. That person is an onion. You've got to peel back the layers because the alcohol and the drugs are just a way to numb what they're feeling, just a way to escape in an unhealthy way from what they're feeling. It's a much deeper issue, much, much deeper than alcohol and drugs, okay? Because people that feel great about themselves and people that aren't struggling with inner demons, whether it's in here or guilt or shame or whatever they're dealing with, okay, they're not alcoholics. They're not drug addicts, okay? The person that you're talking about, you're seeing the outside layer. You're just seeing the mask or how they're trying to medicate the feeling that they have inside. So start peeling back the onion. Start doing the work. And is it going to take work? It's going to take a lot of work. Abso-freaking-lutely. You don't give... Look, here's my philosophy. And again, all of this that I'm talking about, I'm no doctor. I'm no therapist. I'm no psychiatrist. I'm just giving you my opinion. You don't like my opinion? You don't have to listen to it. That's fine. This is just my opinion. I'm around this world a lot, just to let you know. Okay? And, my opinion is this. Everybody wants to be happy, right? And everybody wants to lead a good life. And, sometimes when people aren't, they have to numb themselves. And the easiest, quickest way is to use alcohol or use drugs. And, I'm not saying that every single person that is an alcoholic or a drug addict has these inner demons and all this or that. But, I'm just saying you got to peel back the onion, And I'm going to say right now, again, my opinion, nobody is too far gone that you should give up on them. That's my opinion. Nobody. If you love them, if you care about them, but let's just go back to the first word. You love them? Why would you why would you put them to the side? Why would you give up on them? Then you don't really love them. Oh, I've been through this so many times. He's done this so many times. She's done this so many times. It's like a broken record. Okay, well then what happened last time that you can fix? You control what you can control, right? How can you help them to fix something? If they don't want to be fixed, I get it. So you say, here's some boundaries. I'm willing to work on it with you. If you're not willing to work, I can't, I'm going to love you from afar. But if you need me, come on back. That's not enabling in my opinion because you're not doing everything they want you to do. You're there, but you got to keep your distance because they're not willing to work. They got to meet you halfway. Okay? It's teamwork. That's why I love being a coach. Can't get anything done without the team. I always coach team sports. Every single person on the team has a vital role, whether you believe it or not. And so, in this relationship of a family member, I'm going to get back to the quality question, the Q squared. How can families dealing with addiction use RTHD? A lot of these shows are dealing with these issues. Carefully hidden because I didn't want to make this a show about addiction. Okay? So, carefully hidden, but a lot of the pearls of wisdom that I'm using, they ain't from me, brothers and sisters. Okay? They're from successful programs at work. And I'm just pulling things out and relaying them to you because you may not have access or know about these programs. So, anyway, I don't know if you can tell I got excited about that because it's an exciting topic. And I know this. I know people have given up on me. I can't control that. And you know what? If they want to come back, they're welcome to come back. But they're going to meet me halfway. I'm not chasing them. If I see them, I'll apologize if I did something wrong. That's one of the steps. If I harm them any kind of way, I'll apologize. But you know what, man? I'm passionate about it because I'm not giving up on anybody. I don't want anybody to give up on me. Sometimes you got to take the shoe off and put it on the other foot. And you know what? It's so easy to sit back, and say, look at that person. He's an alcoholic. Look at that person. She's a drug addict. Huh. I guess they just like that life. No, nobody that's in that situation likes that life. But you know what? Make your judgments. Go ahead. Because if you've been in their situation, oh, you know what? I've had hard times too, but I never drank or did drugs. Great. Then you figured out a coping mechanism that worked for you. Share it with them. Help them. I'm sorry. I'm getting all wound up, but this is where I want the show to be. This is me. This is how I talk to my teams. I'm not talking down to you. I'm not telling you what you should do. These are my opinions, okay? I'm passionate about this topic, very much so. So, if I offended you, I apologize. I don't want you to stop watching. If I got you motivated, great, because this is how I talk to my teams. My voice level goes from here to here to here to here to here, and people say, oh, you're a yeller, Coach Yellville, not Coach Melville. No, I'm not a yeller. I get passionate. I'm passionate. And so you just saw some passion right there. All right, so I hope that was helpful for you. GA, I hope you got some answers to your question. Maybe, maybe not. Gratitude, let's not forget about that. What are you grateful for today? I'm going to share mine with you while you jot yours down. Mine is this. Tomorrow is Father's Day, okay? And I'm not in gratitude because tomorrow's Father's Day and we're going to celebrate me and other fathers. Nope. I'm grateful that I am a father. And I have been a father to my two children, as well as many, many, many students and athletes that I have taught and coached. I have. I know I have. I'm told all the time. So I am grateful for that. I am grateful for having had the opportunity to be a father, whether it's to my biological children or to people to children that I've come into contact through, teaching and coaching, in the school systems, at the playgrounds, wherever, okay? And so I am so thankful, and I am so appreciative that I've touched some lives, because I know I have, because people tell me all the time, and I appreciate that. So I'm very grateful for that. I am very grateful with Father's Day coming up tomorrow, that I am a biological father. I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful that I'm a secondary father to many, many people out there, when they were growing up, and now that they're in their 20s and 30s, and hell, some of them in their 40s now. It's great to hear from them, and it's great to hear, hey, Coach, thank you so much. I appreciate it. So that's what I'm grateful for today. All right, hope you got a lot out of today's program. Keep sending those questions. Have a great Saturday. Love you all. Peace.